Hello and welcome to this special live broadcast of Truth versus Hype, Tamil Nadu in the shadow of Sasikala. This on a day when the government of Edappadi Palaniswami, the Sasikala appointee, may have won the trust vote but has yet to win the trust of the people. We'll have for you an in-depth panel of some of the leading voices to analyze what this means for the state and its politics and its people in just a second. But first, let's take a look at all the big action that began this morning. It ended tonight with Edappadi Palaniswami finally going to the Jayalalitha Memorial along with his MLAs after he won that trust vote. He managed to keep those 122 MLAs with him. The O Pannirselvam faction couldn't break off more than 11. So that is the culmination of that vote. But what happened before that was a low point in India's democracy. And that was violence in the assembly that broke out when shortly after the trust vote began, the DMK's MLAs charged into the floor of the house. They tore papers, they threw chairs, they attacked the speaker and manhandled him. At one point, in fact, an MLA went and sat in the speaker's chair and essentially reduced the proceedings into a farce. Stalin seemed to have almost choreographed all of this, because then he was thrown out of the assembly and he came out suggesting that his own shirt was torn. We don't know if it was torn or he just simply opened the shirt, but he walked out and confronted the cameras and he played the victim card, trying to funnel that anti-government sentiment away from O Pannirselvam. Lost in all of this, of course, was the man who was supposed to be at least the man of the people, the so-called martyr O Pannirselvam, but he got eclipsed by Stalin. He came out later and said that he will continue to fight the good fight, but it seemed for the moment that his shadow was on the wing. We'll just go across to our panel in just a second. We have voices from across the board, but one of those who's come out quite strongly reflecting in some ways the public anger against all of this is Kamal Haasan, one of Tamil Nadu's leading film actors. I spoke to him a short while ago and I began by asking him about his tweet where he spoke very strongly of the need for MLAs to be given a dose from the people when they return to their constituencies. And I began by asking him whether he is reflecting a view of the people that he doesn't accept the outcome of this vote.
Absolutely. Yes, the emotion, the passion in the streets denotes something else, and the discontent in the street also denotes a very particular situation. It's quite apprehensive.
But you know, Kamal Haasan, the point is that some would argue that Edappadi Palaniswami has won this vote fair and square, and that when you say that that you know the emotion and the passion on the streets denotes something else, this is somebody who has won the vote of confidence.
Yeah, both the parties are talking about people, but are the people represented truly? And we know in India that how much the people are represented by the personalities or the representatives who claim to have got the mandate from the people. They change the moment the election is over. This anger has been building up for some time. I am apolitical. I am not supporting any party. I have shown my distaste and bitterness for the corruption that's prevailing.
So what specifically then is your problem? Is your problem, which a lot of people have expressed, with what they see as a kind of proxy rule by Sasikala and her family? And is that fundamentally the problem?
Yeah, once when I said that it's a criminal conglomerate, at that time it sounded like a vociferous, angry statement by a political upstart. But what I'm saying now is the truth, and it's been reiterated by the Supreme Court judgment. Not only one, but even the late Chief Minister has been accused, and we need another situation. We need our assembly floor cleaned, not tested.
Now, that's very strong language. You're saying that this is a criminal conglomerate that is ruling Tamil Nadu, and those are very strong words coming from you. But basically, what are you saying? Are you saying there should be fresh elections?
Oh yes, then people will clearly speak. Now they have to speak through their councillors and MLAs. But if you give them an election, they'll speak their mind right now.
Okay.
And it's better than...
Okay.
That's a lot of cost for us, the people. But what do? I mean, we spilt the milk on the floor. Now we got to clean it and start milking again.
But I want to ask you that I know you've been reluctant to jump into politics in the past, but when you see the political churn in Tamil Nadu right now, are you tempted to change your mind?
No, I'm afraid that when we come, we'll be a different kind of people. And that's not the politics that India needs. We need a different kind of people. I'm very angry. And you don't need angry politicians. You need politicians with great balance. Right now, I'm very angry. So are the people. True, but
you're very angry, you say?
Look, search. I think we cannot find them all the time on the assembly floors or the parliament, sometimes on the street.
Okay, I want to ask you one final question though, and I asked you this when we spoke last as well, that so far there's been a lot of talk of public response to this, a lot of talk of protests, a lot of talk of another, Jallikattu style, protests at the marina, but we've not seen that yet.
Two more lathi charges like what happened in Marina, orchestrated lathi charges, and the people will revolt. I mean, we don't have to wait that long. It is very reminiscent of how the Socialist Party took over in Germany.
Right.
It was all within the tenets of democracy. And they didn't know when the dictator walked in.
Okay.
And he was there.
Okay.
The people were nodding their assent. It is not by mistake that Hitler walked in.
All right, Kamal Haasan, thanks very much indeed for that, drawing parallels with the Socialist Party in Germany. Wow, that's really strong stuff coming from you, but thanks very much indeed for that. So, Kamal Haasan essentially saying that the people have not accepted this verdict, and he's called the present government a criminal conglomerate. That is, I mean, I don't know what to say about that, but yes, there does seem to be a lot of public backlash to the trust vote and to the way it's panned out. I'm also joined by TM Krishna, leading Carnatic vocalist, author, as well as a commentator. Thank you for being with us. Mani Shankar Iyer of the Congress is with us as well. Also joining us is Mr. Nataraj. He's the MLA from Mylapore in Chennai. And let me just go across to him first. Mr. Nataraj, now when you heard Kamal Haasan there, it's interesting because you were one of those MLAs who did not go and stay in the resort. You were staying in your constituency in Mylapore. People came up and spoke to you, and based on their feedback, based on the anger that you encountered firsthand, you actually changed your mind yesterday, and you said that you're not going to be voting for the Edapadi Palaniswami government. And are you glad that you
yes.
And are you glad that you stuck to that stand today?
No, as I told you earlier, I was neutral. I was trying to unite both the groups, that there should not be any conflict. We should project a united front, and we should protect the mandate so difficult, with lot of difficulty, won by Madam Jayalalitha. So that was my main concern. And I tried working out with both the groups but did not succeed. And I told them that if I do not succeed, then I have to vote against when the test comes on the floor. So I was quite clear on that, and also I had taken opinion from the people. Whether it is right or wrong, that's a different thing. But across the entire sections, in Mylapore constituency, the rich and the poor, the middle class, everybody were against this formation, and they wanted status quo ante to be restored. So this is what I kept telling them, but that nobody paid heed. So when a situation came, I had to take up the call, and I also spoke in the assembly today, and I said that this is a time that we come to the assembly, we represent the grievances of people, and we also find solutions for that. And when people say something like this, when you ask them any grievance, they say, "Oh, this is our main grievance. You please ensure that status quo ante is maintained." So there is so much of anger, as Mr. Kamal Haasan rightly said. It is not just Mylapore constituency. Across the
no, but Mr.
state.
Nataraj,
So
the fact is, the fact is, Mr. Nataraj, that you've taken that view, but the fact is that 122 MLAs did not, and therefore the Edapadi Palaniswami government is now the government in Tamil Nadu. Will they be able to run this government, you think?
No, answer to that is I got a call. I got a call from a lady, and she said in a general election, a lot of rules are there. People should not be entertained. They should not be taken in an official vehicle in a private vehicle to the voting booth, and it is a secret ballot. But why those rules are not applied in a situation like this, extraordinary situation like this? I have no answer. It's a legitimate question. Now, as far as the present dispensation is concerned, I'm sure they'll be able to manage with the slender majority they have, and I'm sure they'll be able to manage. And they will, I'm sure they will bring out all very good schemes which were planned by Madam Chief Minister, earlier former Chief Minister.
Okay.
And all those schemes will be rolled in, and I'm sure it will be a good government.